I had a guy turn up to a first date and he sat down and said, "Oh, you're the other one." And I didn't understand what he meant. But then he'd gone through my Hinge profile and I've got photos with my sister and he'd swiped for her, not me.
Stop. Hello and welcome back to Single Sounds and your first single character of the new year. I am Katie Mack, the host and creator of the only podcast designed to help its listeners find dates. This week's character did the best 2 truths and a lie filled with her worst dating stories. Plus, if you have a driving license, love gifting and the night tube, you will be a perfect partner for her. Okay, hi, welcome to the podcast.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Welcome. Let's start with your profile. Who, what, where?
Men. I think everyone comes on and just says that.
Yeah.
I don't know what else there is to say.
There isn't.
There's just
You just move on.
Yeah. So men, and then where? London and the home counties.
Oh,
I'm not that fussed, I don't think. I would love someone that's really close, obviously given all the drama with the strikes, but I think
there's a lot.
Got to keep it broad. So yeah, London and the home counties.
Nice.
And then what was the other one?
What?
No preferences, really. I think I look at, I don't know, other people my age, and a lot of people are trying to like settle down and stuff, but I'm kind of open to anything, I think.
What is your age?
28. So
Okay.
I guess age-wise, probably not too young. I think my Hinge is set at like 26 and above, or maybe 25. So yeah. But upper end, I mean, I don't know. Trying to keep it broad, you know. With Hinge, you've got to keep those settings as wide as possible. But no, probably like 35 or something. I'm really not that fussed. I think it's more about trying to meet somebody that you connect with.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what I'm looking for.
And that's tough in this day and age.
Very hard, as we've just said. It's a difficult market.
It is, especially on those apps.
Exactly. It's dire out there.
Cool. Okay, let me know your 2 truths and a lie.
So I was thinking about this, and I think I'm going to do like a dating edition of 2 truths and a lie. So they're all dating stories, and you have to guess
nice.
which one's real or not.
Real.
Yeah. So,
this is brilliant.
Okay, so the first one is,
I'm excited.
I had a guy turn up to a first date, and he sat down and said, "Oh, you're the other one." And I didn't understand what he meant. But then he'd gone through my Hinge profile and I've got photos with my sister. And apparently it's quite a big thing that people get us confused, because I've had a few people write in and be like, what is it like being a twin? And he'd swiped for her, not me.
Stop.
And then
Stop it.
Didn't really know what to do from there. So not a great start. Obviously, there wasn't a second date. And if anyone ever finds it, she is already taken.
Okay.
There is a ring on that finger recently.
Right.
Okay, the second one. I went on a few dates with this guy. It was actually really great. Again, met him on Hinge quite early on with Hinge. And we really connected. It lasted, I don't know, a couple of months, but it kind of like fizzled out. 6 months after things, it wasn't like a big breakup or a big end. We kind of just stopped talking and that was it. But 6 months after we stopped talking, he messaged me to tell me in an essay, like one of those really long WhatsApp messages that you have to swipe for, to tell me that he disagreed with a comment I'd made about a TV show on like one of our early dates, which I don't even remember the comment, if I'm honest. And that was it. Nothing else. Just wanted to be like, FYI, I disagree with what you said. It's like, cool. Didn't reply, obviously. This is tragic, isn't it?
It's tragic.
I could do more than 2 truths and a lie for this.
6 truths, 1 lie.
And then the third one is, I was on a first date with this guy that had actually been set up by a mutual friend. So also you think,
normally they're a bit better.
Yeah, there's a bit better. Both the person that was the mutual friend obviously thinks that you're going to have things in common. And there's a bit of an expectation of you both want to impress, right? Because you don't want to both be dicks and then we bitch that
it gets
mutual
reported
friend.
back.
Exactly. Anyway, turned up and then he bailed after an hour because he had to go back to the office for a meeting. And then didn't text me till 4 a.m. being like, sorry, was a late one. Yeah. Hence why I'm on the podcast, Katie. So which one's the lie?
Oh, God. You told them all so well. You did so good. Oh. I think the sister one's true.
Okay.
I can imagine that actually happening. Although I'm kind of thinking you don't really seem like the sort of person that would be stupid enough to have all your photos of you and your sister. I feel like you would have had some on your own.
Maybe.
Surely.
Or maybe I learned
or-
from my mistakes.
Yeah. Christ.
And since I've removed her.
I mean, yeah, I'm assuming she's not on your profile anymore.
No.
But I'm thinking, honestly, I wouldn't even put it past guys just to not look at the first photo. So maybe she was the top one.
Exactly.
And
right.
then, yeah, so I could see that one. The second one, honestly, does that guy not have any more thoughts? Like, I'm kind of thinking that's more judgment on him, that he had no other thoughts in his brain other than to remind you about that one topic.
And also, I don't think I remembered who he was when he texted me. If I'm
Yeah.
honest. Like, this was back at uni as well, you know, things move on pretty
Yeah,
quick.
you're like, who are you?
Exactly. And also, what was the comment I made? But you know what? I think girls moan about the fact that boys don't listen. Boys listen.
Yeah.
He listened.
Clearly.
He remembered what I'd said, which even I'd forgotten. And it wasn't even a controversial opinion. I think that was the thing that wound me up. It was about Atlanta, which you go, I mean, I think it's a funny season, but he disagreed that the first episode isn't funny. Because
that was it.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Just.
Oh, they're all so real because I know a friend who had a very similar story about the office thing. He also was like, shit, I've got to go back to work, and left within like 40 minutes.
That corporate life in London.
Yeah.
But on a first date set out by a mutual friend.
I just think you'd give yourself some more time.
I agree. Or just don't go. Surely I was worth it.
Yeah. Just like, your deadline's not going to kill you. Like. And I love them all.
You're pretty good at this, though, I think. You normally get it right.
I know.
That's why I tried really hard to catch you out.
I'm going to go the sister's the lie.
That is, oh, damn it, that's true.
Yeah, no, I got it wrong.
No, you're right. You're right.
Oh, yeah,
sorry.
Yeah.
You are right. The first one is the lie.
Yes.
But it is true that a lot of people do write in and start, or used to, because I have taken her off. But I did have one photo with her. And like you say, it was like the first one.
Yeah.
So people would write in and say, how is it being a twin? And not that it's just awkward because your reply would be, not a twin. I didn't mean to be blunt, but what do you say?
Yeah, it makes you sound so sassy.
Yeah, you're kind of like, oh, hi, lovely to meet you, not a twin. Like, there's just no way to soften it. So I did have to take her off because you go, this is getting like awkward.
And what is your moan of the moment?
I actually had loads, and I had two that I like narrowed it down to. And I was going to talk about flying, but then yesterday I had a horrific experience with taxi, so I have to talk about Uber.
Okay.
Or not just Uber, just with the taxi apps at the moment.
Oh, getting them.
It's just impossible. It's absolutely impossible.
It's impossible.
But then there's also strikes, so I can't get public transport home.
Yeah.
I don't have night tube on the like midweek. It's only Friday, Saturday on my line still. So for example, on Thursday night was out at my work Christmas party. We all left at like 2 a.m. near Bank. 3.6% surcharge. That's like New Year's Eve surcharge.
Mad.
I have never seen a surcharge that high outside of New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
It was like £80 for us to get back. And we live in zone 4 of the northern line, like down south.
Yeah.
Luckily, I was sharing a taxi with a few people, so it was fine. But there were people that were trying to like go home west on their own. £85. Or an hour and a half on the night bus.
Yeah.
Which is just like...
when you're tired.
Exactly. And I feel like it's been like this for ages and it's not improving. And then also the difference is, so yesterday I was out with friends. And there was 3 of us, so we were like, oh, why don't we just get a taxi back to our friends? Instead of having to it was like 2 tubes and a bus. It just felt like a lot.
Yeah.
But again, got on the apps and won Uber's like £10 more than Bolt, which you go, how is
Bolt now?
How are the pricing so different though? And that seems so unfair. And then I went on to Bolt I had the 2 apps open, saw that Bolt was cheaper after checking Uber, went back to Bolt and clicked to accept the driver, right? And then they just search for ages. So it searched for 10 minutes.
They just say connect to the driver, then you get the driver's number plate and you're like, yes. And then they like decline. I don't know what they do.
And it comes up like immediately. So that happened to us. And then it came up saying the driver's accepted. It will be a 173-minute wait. Yeah, I took a screenshot. 173 minutes.
Should have made that viral on TikTok.
I'll let you make it viral.
Yeah, post it. Yeah, I want it.
I was like, what is going on? So we did do. Well, no, we didn't in the end. Actually, we still waited it out. And luckily, one of my friends got on the apps and she managed to get an Uber. So
that's insane.
Yeah, just really like over the situation with them at the moment. No, honestly, at this point, I think we should just switch back to black cabs.
Yeah,
The pricing that I'm paying, I feel like I kind of was maybe a university student when like Uber and stuff came out. So it is
Yeah.
kind of all I've known, and I've never really used black cabs. But I'm now thinking with the pricing where it's at, I might as well just hail down a cab and
Yeah.
get in that.
Let's go back to dating. We had a little break, but I'm ready because your two truths and a lie were like basically all the worst dating stories anyway.
Yes.
So do not know what this worst dating story is going to be.
So I didn't know whether to go good or bad here, I have to say.
Mm.
Because everyone done worst dates. And I was like, I was actually trying to think, like, what are the really nice dates I've been on? But then I just thought they would maybe be a bit lame and they wouldn't,
Yeah, they're not
be
very
interesting.
exciting, I think.
Yeah.
Unless it's like you do a really spontaneous fun thing. I think
Yeah,
the
exactly.
worst ones are more fun. And people like to relate to them, I think.
Exactly. So that's why I was like, oh, okay, I'll stick with the worst one. So this was very, I don't know if it was early days of Hinge, but maybe like a few years of Hinge. And so I'd met this guy. He was so great. Like, I feel like we were texting back and forth for a couple of weeks, and he then planned this really cute date. He actually had like a membership at the Tate, which I thought was super sweet. And this was, I think I was at uni at the time, so that was quite like an adult thing to do, not just go and get wasted at a bar.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, that's really sweet. So he had said he could get us into the exhibition for free, so we went, had a look around, and was really nice. Was a bit awkward, and also on his Hinge thing, actually maybe should have said this at the beginning, he had said, or he hadn't disclosed whether he smoked or not, and then I could
Right.
smell the smoke on him when he kind of turned up, and that is something for me. I'm not a big fan. I don't want the
Yeah.
smokers. Anyway, so did that, and then he'd booked like a table at the bar, at the members bar, and it like overlooks St Paul's, and I was
That's
like, oh,
nice.
this is so cute, like
Yeah.
so lovely. Sat down, we were just chatting, having like a really nice time, and then we started talking about kind of like past dating experiences, what we were looking for, etc., etc. So he told me that he had been seeing this girl for a few years, and they'd broken up because they'd been doing long distance. So he had moved to China because of his job for 2 years, and they had done long distance, and then I'm not sure exactly when, but during that period had broken up because it was too difficult. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry to hear that, but like that's pretty tough, right, to do long distance. And he was like, yeah, it was really hard, you know, as you can imagine, like it was pretty dry, like I wasn't, you know, getting any kind of physical attention. And I was like,
Oh.
Okay, cool. Not really sure what I'm supposed to say to that. And also, just to picture it, you know, like the members bar at the Tate, people are older, very like civilized. This is what
Yeah.
we're talking about. So you're like, okay, cool. Anyway, and then he goes, yeah, so, you know, because it was just challenging, but, you know, porn's illegal in China. And I was like, is it? Not really a fact I knew off the top of my head. He said he had to ask his friends when they'd come over to smuggle him porn. And
What,
then
like
he would-
magazines?
No, like
Oh.
a video.
Tapes?
I was going to say 3D.
Well, yeah, like what 3D? But what like DVDs?
I
I don't really understand.
I think it was like DVDs of porn that they'd bring into the country, and then he had.
I
loads of-
wouldn't do that. I'd be like, no, I'm
No,
not smuggling you in stuff to China.
exactly, and especially with.
I don't want to be in their prison system.
I agree. That's what I was thinking. Like these kind of systems.
Use your imagination, boy.
Also, deal with it. It's not,
Yes, that's what I mean. Like,
it's not that difficult, is it?
bloody hell.
Anyway, then he said that he had other expat friends that also were facing this issue of not being able to access porn. So he would then take the DVDs and like burn them onto USBs and distribute those round.
Side
It's like,
hustle.
is this like a side business that you're doing? And also, I really don't know what you want me to say to any of this. It gets worse though. He just, you know, when you sat there and you go, you are spiraling, mate. I'm not even saying anything at this
Yeah.
point, but stop talking. I don't know if this is real, but he basically said that the porn obviously wasn't enough to satisfy his lack of physical attention,
Right.
for use of a better word, that he then got drunk at a work party, hooked up with like a Chinese girl. And I was like, okay, fine.
Okay.
Also unclear if that was when he was with the ex or not. So you're also kind of like,
Mm-hmm.
are you telling me you cheated? Because this is a first date. You're supposed to be trying to make a good impression.
Yeah, going
Okay.
bad.
Yeah, it's going so badly. Anyway, so they slept together. That ended. And then a few days later, her dad had found out that he'd slept with her. Turns out, again, I reiterate, I don't know if any of this is true. If he made it up, though, I don't understand why.
Yeah, it seems a bit of an odd thing to do.
Oh, exactly. But he said her dad turned up at his work and was like, she's a virgin, you have to marry her. So he was like, well, obviously then I couldn't sleep with any more local girls because, you know,
Scared.
it's like quite a big thing in China apparently to have sex with someone, and if you're
Oh my
not
gosh.
in a marriage or in
Yeah.
a relationship. I was like, okay, okay?
Yeah.
Again, I mean, all of this is a culmination of you saying to me that you weren't getting laid enough.
Yeah.
What is your expectation from this relationship? And also from this first date? Because at this point, I'm going home.
Yeah.
Just awful. And I'm not proud of this moment, but I then did lie. Bless his soul. My granddad was in hospital with a kidney stone. Very routine.
Right.
Completely was going to be fine. He didn't really know that. So I then pretended to ring my dad and say, I'm really sorry. Dad's called me. He's on his deathbed. I have to go.
Yeah.
Actually, I jumped in a black cab that day. I think that might be the one and only time I used a black cab. I couldn't wait for an Uber. So I had to get out. Yeah. So jumped in a black cab and went to a friend's.
Oh, I like this question. Let me know the award you should be nominated for.
I think I am the best gift giver. I don't know what it is. I just think I remember what people say to me and then have been able to go and like nail all the Christmas gifts. And I was joking.
Do you write it down?
I do, yeah.
I have to write notes, otherwise I will never remember.
No, and that's the thing. I think when people have said stuff or I've come up with an idea like during the year, I've made a couple of notes.
That's what I do.
I've bought them all now. It
does really help.
But it helps so much. And so that was the thing. Like my sister's fiance texted me saying his mum wants to get her something. And I came up with this idea, which again wasn't something that I came up with on the spot, but he thought I had. And he was like, that's amazing. That's so thoughtful. I don't know if I can actually take that. That's too thoughtful. They'll know it isn't from her. I was like, okay, wait, how do you want me to give you a less thoughtful present? So they know that she came up with it on her own. Oh. But it is. I think I'm just generally quite good with it. And I think a lot of my friends know that. But it gives me such joy. I really love. That's nice. And I quite like surprises. I think I'm a bit of an inner child there. Where I like being surprised and I like surprising other people.
Same. That's my I'd say I'm better at surprises.
Yes.
Than gifts. Yeah. So a lot of my gifts are surprises for us to do things.
Yeah, no, and that's included when I said gifts as well. I love that. I think more so now with friends for birthdays, we just do stuff and I plan a day out.
Yeah, that's what I like to do. That. And I like you to not know anything about the day.
It's just so fun.
What I do. I love it. I'm I'm not going to tell you what we're doing. You're just going to have to turn up because I think that's so fun.
And I don't know why, but it gives me such joy to see their reaction to it.
Yeah.
And I really like them to be enjoying it.
Yeah.
And so
there is a feeling when you know you've nailed the gift. And you're
yeah.
I know they'll love that.
Honestly, I'm going to be the favourite child this year. I have nailed my mum's Christmas present.
Really?
Yeah. I've told it to my sister as well. And that Christmas present, I'm not going to put her name on it because obviously I'm very much an older sister that I've sorted all the gifts and we'll write both our names on them. But everyone knows I sorted them.
Yeah.
But there's one present that I was like, that's too good.
Yeah.
I'm not giving you the credit for that one.
It's just me.
Yeah.
What are your non-negotiables?
You can't be a fussy eater. I think food is so important to me that if you're a fussy eater, I just wouldn't be able to deal with that.
No. I
really truly think that I'm a person that lives to eat, not eat to live.
Yeah.
And I would love that with somebody else. And I feel like the kind of person that will take someone, like we were saying, if you take someone out, if I've booked a restaurant that I really like, I'll kind of be sat there being like, do you like it?
Yeah.
Is it good? Do you like it as much as me?
Yeah. And you want to see their joy.
Yeah. Yeah. It sounds so weird, but I really want them to also come back and be like, yeah, it's great. I love it as much as you love it. And so I just couldn't date somebody, I think, that is fussy with food or a picky eater. Because actually one of my friends, her boyfriend doesn't like garlic. I was like, how? I put garlic in everything.
Yeah,
I just couldn't deal with that.
Yeah.
But I think she's a martyr for staying with him for that.
Yeah. Does he have to ask?
I think I'm being a bit mean. I think he will eat it if it's hidden in the sauce.
Yeah, because that's what I was thinking. I think you'd have to go to every restaurant being by the way.
Yeah.
So if he's allergic, different. If he just doesn't like it, that's annoying.
And that's why if you're allergic to stuff, of course I'm not I'm not that mean. But I just think I like trying new foods. I am pretty big foodie. I think food is my comfort food. I eat for all emotions and experiences, and so I do think it's quite an important thing for me to be able to share that passion for food, whether it's cooking or going out or trying new things. It's just nice if someone else is keen for that as well, and enjoys it. So yeah.
Oh, final question.
Oh,
TED Talk. What would your TED Talk topic be?
So actually linked to the Uber thing is the night tube.
Oh.
I love and hate in some ways the night tube, but I think it is the most surreal of experiences. Anytime I've used it, it's just madness, isn't it? It's just such a unique blend of people, because I feel like when you commute in the morning, it's
the same
it's
sort
the
of
same
people,
thing,
yeah.
and it's so repetitive. Every time I get on the night tube, it's different, and it's just it blows my mind that there are people that are absolutely wasted, and there are people kind of like leaving work completely sober.
Yeah.
And I've seen so many crazy things on the night tube, and it's just I just love it. And it again, recently I've not been able to get a seat on the night tube, but I can get a seat on my morning commute, which again feels so weird that I'm stood up for 45 minutes on the Northern Line home. But in the morning going to bank where you think everybody works, I can sit down. It's just it's a very unique situation, but I also think it is really good. Like, I think it is a great thing to have, because also being a girl in London, it
does make you feel safe.
Yeah,
especially when they're busy. I do quite like that.
I agree.
I've been on ones that are really quiet and they've made me feel a bit nervous.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is why I don't like the buses as much.
That's exactly what I was going to say. I think the buses are very quiet and it's just very different. Versus, again, I think in the morning people are so miserable and nobody speaks. On the night tube, I've made friends. It's just very different.
One of my friends does roly-polies, that's her thing. She loves doing roly-polies on the tube.
Love that. But she wouldn't do that at 9 a.m, would you?
No.
But at 9 p.m?
It's normally, to be fair, when we're going to
fine.
the club, or, you know, when you've got your journey juice.
Yeah.
She loves a roly-poly.
Love that.
It's grim.
I was going to say, that is so disgusting. I would not.
Obviously, we all film it like, yeah.
But again, that's probably something I would look at and go, that's brilliant. Love that situation.
Everyone around us, no one looks at us like, oh, that's so like annoying, because they're like, that's quite funny that she's roly-polying on the tube. Yeah, exactly.
It's brilliant.
It's amazing it hasn't been on that spotted, you know, like on the tube.
I'm surprised I haven't seen that. But no, I just think it is. It's just so funny, and so I do love it. I think everyone should have a night tube experience, because my parents haven't done it because they don't live on the tube line, so they maybe they're never really out that late in London. So I think what they'll do is normally get a taxi to like the main line station and then get the train out. So they haven't really done the night tube. So I just don't think that they understand what it's like, and they just
different world.
It's a different world, and so you have to just do it. I don't know how to tell them to. You just go out late and just get on it.
Yeah,
just get on it and ride it for a bit. It's just such a fun time, especially when you've been on a big night out. I just think it's great that that's how you end your night, because I think it's so depressing sometimes. You leave in London, right? And because we all live in such different parts of town, and it can be like half an hour. You can
everyone kind of disperses.
Yeah, and you kind of had that best night ever. You're all on a high, and then you go, okay, bye.
Yeah.
And everyone's just like disappeared in like 2 seconds. And also, because it's so difficult, I feel like it's a very quick exit, because you go, so my bus is here. Like, it's coming. So they've like run off.
Yeah.
And so it's quite nice, at least you get on the tube and you go, oh, okay, well, there's
some
still friends around.
Yeah. That's cute. So cute.
So lame, but that's my TED talk.
I love it. What everyone should experience
is the night tube.
Night tube.
Yeah.
But it is the time to find out what someone said about you.
Oh.
Suspense. Why someone should date you.
Oof.
Bestie rec time.
So reasons to date my sister in 1 minute is going to be tough. I think that anyone who knows her knows that at the absolute core of her personality is food. She is the most massive foodie, and you'll be guaranteed to never eat another bad meal in your life. But it also means that you probably are never going to just walk into any restaurant casually ever again. Everything that you do and everything that you order will be well thought out and pre-planned, but it means that you're going to eat the best food and you're going to eat at the best places. And that's also whether you're eating out or you're at home, because she's also the most unbelievable cook and loves to cook. And she's very adventurous with food. I feel like my time's running out and all I've talked about is food. But overall, she's the most generous, most thoughtful person I know. She is my big sister, and she definitely knows how to be a nurturer and how to take care of someone, but also tell you some home truths. She's very straightforward. What you see is what you get, basically.
Oh my God.
Cute.
That's cute. That is really cute. I love the food thing. The thing is, I feel like with the Betty Rec, I knew all my friends would talk about how I'm a massive foodie. And so that's why I was like, I don't want to go too much on that. Because then you're like, oh my God, is this all you have to talk about? But it is something that's so... Oh,
It is for a lot of people. I've had a lot of people that are worried that the
Yeah.
whole episode is just food.
that's the thing. And then you
It's
go,
like, it's okay.
I know, but then I
Lots
was
of people like it.
exactly. But then also because I'd listened into other people that had also done loads of food, you go, oh my God, I'm just going to be one of those
Same,
other
yeah.
foodies.
That's what that one girl literally said. She was like, I can't come on anymore because someone else just spoke about food and that's my personality.
That's the thing I was worried about. But no, it is. And like, that's the thing for them, whenever they even do dates, it's so sweet. They'll always like message me and I'll plan a lot of their dates for them. So I'm like, go here to this bar and you'll have this. And then when you go, I've got a booking for you. It's like 7 p.m. at this restaurant. And you have to
Nice.
get this taco and this drink. And then-
How do you know what's the best to order though? Do you just do loads of research?
yeah, I really enjoy it. So I read a lot of like the blogs and I follow like different people. And
nice.
then I get like the daily newsletters on my email and stuff.
That's amazing.
And so I get a lot of information that I just read up on it.
Yeah.
And then again, I guess because a lot of my friends now are foodies, they'll go to a good restaurant and then tell me, and I'll always ask them like what they ate.
You
and
need
stuff.
like a food account.
Oh, I know, that's what everyone's told me, but I
Yeah,
just
you can't be bothered.
It's just like there's so many out there. Really, is
They
anyone
do
going to
quite
follow
well
me?
though.
Do they?
Yeah, I got a few of my friends have some. Some, I mean, they don't have loads of followers, but like my brother's girlfriend's one, she's got like 1,000.
Oh wow.
And she doesn't do much. She just goes like to the restaurant she's already going to and posts like nice pictures of them and
Yeah.
explains exactly what she's eaten.
That's cute.
Yeah.
I actually I thought I had a great idea for an app, but then realised it existed, sadly.
Oh,
Which is very
that really
sad.
sucks.
Yeah, and then the other thing is I'm really good at finding offers. So that's the thing that I'd like to add because I love a bargain.
Yes.
And I love
Good.
that other people love a bargain as well. Because actually, near me, they opened a new coffee shop the other week and they were doing £1 coffee all day.
Oh,
And you just love it because you go, this is bank. You know, most
Yeah.
people are like, sorry not to say it, but banker wankers that can't afford their like £4.50 turmeric latte with gold dust on the top. But for the £1 coffee, there was a queue out the door and you
Yeah.
go, we're all in our seats waiting for that. 'Cause
Yeah.
we love it.
everyone loves a bargain.
Everyone
it doesn't matter
loves a
how much
bargain.
money you have. I still think like the human element of getting a bargain
Yeah.
is always going to be there.
It's so funny, right? Because
people
mine's-
love value.
people love it, and so that's what I think. I'm quite good at finding offers, and but again, I'm using other people's content, so that's why I just don't think I have it because all I would do is amalgamate other people's profiles. It's not that I'm
Yeah.
finding it on my own. It's not like I've walked past a restaurant and gone, oh, they're doing 50% off. I knew about it already.
Yeah,
From, like, another
But you're
website or
still telling
something.
people. I don't know. Yeah, because not everyone's going to be looking at all
Yeah,
those things
true.
like you're doing all the
But
research
then it's really
you're
hard,
doing.
right? Because you have to give them the credit, right, to the website or the influencer.
Oh yeah, you just say like, "Here's I found it on this." That's
Yeah.
enough, I think.
Yeah, true.
Don't have to go too deep. Okay, this or that.
Okay.
Decisive.
Yeah, I think I am.
Yeah, I got that vibe.
Yeah, thank
We'll
you.
Go for it. Okay. Would you rather have a completely automated home or a self-driving car?
Ooh, self-driving car,
Yeah.
but I don't drive. Actually, that's what I need, a man with a license.
Non-negotiable license.
Yeah, because I do not know how to drive.
But yeah,
I am the-
self-driving car. I was thinking that so fits in with all your tube and
Yes.
and
Oh, that'd be
Uber
great. 'cause
drama. You don't need one. It'll
That'd
just
be
come pick
so
you up.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely. I'm definitely the embarrassing person that has that green license. I have to pull it out.
Oh no.
Anytime we get, I know,
That
and it's
is
getting to the point
embarrassing.
of being really embarrassing. And actually, every bounce rate is always like, "Is it real? Really?" But oh, you are. Oh yeah, you are that old, and you still don't have one. And especially for work, I had to use my ID for something, so everyone at work found out and was like, "You're like the only person. You're the only person in the office with a green license."
Would you rather never have to work again or never have to sleep again? And the caveat, you won't feel tired or suffer negative health effects. So
Oh my god, never have to work again. I don't even have to think about that.
yeah.
That was going to be one of my other moans. It's like micromanagers at the moment, so definitely never have to work again.
Yeah.
I think I'm so. I had a really quiet summer at work. I really hope no one at work listens to this. 'Cause I basically felt like I was part time because I would be 3 days in the office, and my Mondays and Fridays I wouldn't be at my desk. I would just be out and about.
Yeah.
And
Well,
I
if you
was
don't
like-
have work, like what are you
no,
meant to do?
exactly. And to be fair, I have a really good company, and so they're not the kind of people that just expect you to be sat there and moving
Yeah.
your house. And they know that when things are busy, I have delivered, and so it is pretty relaxed. But I would be out and about at like 10 o'clock having a coffee, go to a class, go do some charity shopping, and I did this for a few weeks and kind of thought I could do this.
Yeah.
I could really do this. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. And
Yeah.
it was really nice to be out when other people went out as well. Because that's the other thing, like to go shopping on a Monday at 2, there's nobody out.
Yeah.
There's like no queues. It's really quiet on the tube. Even like the cheaper pricing for a class because it's off peak. There was so many upsides. So definitely never work again.
Yeah, I love sleep, so I wouldn't cut that out either.
Oh yeah, no. I'm very good at sleeping as well.
Yeah, the same.
Award, actually. Yeah, it's a talent. I agree.
Would you rather wake up in the middle of an unknown desert or wake up in a rowboat on an unknown body of water?
Desert, I think.
Yeah.
I think I wouldn't say, I'm not a big fan of like a mass of water. I think actually the ocean maybe scares me a little bit. Like I like swimming and I can swim and all of that, but I would never do like a cruise. The idea of being out in the middle of the ocean and just nothing around you, I think that would freak me out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think desert island.
I'd rather the ocean because my first thought was I'm very thirsty all the time. Or like water, it says unknown body of water. I feel like I'd at least be able to drink. I just feel like water is a big comfort for me. I carry around a water bottle everywhere because I'm petrified I'm going to die of thirst at any point. It's really weird.
Same. My mum told me never leave the house without a bottle of water. My dad told me never leave the house without a credit card. So I always leave with both. That's it. And I could do anything.
I do the same. I always take my physical cards. Lots of people don't do that anymore. I still always have my physical cards.
I don't trust Google Play yet.
I just think my phone's going to get stolen. No, I always take my physical cards and my water bottle. Just in case. Always ready for that desert island.
Oh, God.
Okay. Would you rather be forced to only eat spicy food or only eat incredibly bland food?
Oh, spicy food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was coming because I knew it's got to be the flavour.
Yeah, got to be the flavour. Would not be able to give up spicy food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair.
I just feel like bland food is so sad.
It would be the worst thing for you.
Yeah. Especially people that like don't know how to season. Oh, that makes me so sad. The saddest thing is when you go to people's house, you open the cupboard and they've got like salt and pepper. But that's it.
Yeah.
I just think that's a sad existence.
That's an ick for you.
Yeah, that's an ick for me. But an ick that I can change. Date me.
Oh, yeah.
And I have an array of harissa paste. Peri seasoning.
I bet your drawers are like... Are they organised or are they chaotic though?
They are quite organised, but I haven't got to that, like
not like a spice rack.
No, I don't live in a big enough kitchen to have, those Instagram ones where they've got like the label maker.
Yeah.
No,
not
I don't have that. I aspire to that, but
okay.
I'm not.
That would be you as a mum. I see it. Yes. All their kids is like really nicely labelled, like packed lunches.
Oh, I would love that. I'd love a pantry. That's what.
That's
the goal.
That's the levels.
But no, I live in London. So
yeah, we don't have
square footage is tight.
Would you rather live the next 10 years of your life in China or Russia?
Oh,
now about the porn story. So that's very funny. Do you want porn or no porn?
Oh my god. Oh,
didn't even know that was coming.
Maybe China. That's a really hard.
It's a really hard question.
I would say China because I think, Russia just scares me.
Same. I think,
and especially at the
moment, I prefer the food in China.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I feel like culturally, it's like a really interesting place. I've never travelled that much, and they've got so many great like sites.
They've got a lot of different like sceneries as well. You could do like city, you could do like countryside.
Exactly.
You could explore a lot.
Especially at the moment, I don't think I could live in Russia.
Yeah.
I don't think I could ever live in Russia, but again,
it's very cold.
It's very cold, but also I feel like it's just a country that I don't know enough about.
Yeah.
And it would scare the shit out of me.
Well, both of them, the language would be impossible, so I'd...
True, but I think in China, well, I don't know. I really don't know much about Russia, I have to say.
No.
But I feel like with China, at least you could get by on the English, right?
Yeah.
They export so much, you kind of think a lot of people...
I think it's probably where you live, but you just pick a big city.
Exactly, right.
And try and get a job in an international company. And
also kind of cool to travel from China. Like you get to travel in Southeast Asia.
Yeah.
So
good location.
Holiday in Thailand.
Would you rather have amazingly fast typing / texting speed or be able to read ridiculously fast?
I think the reading thing, because I am so slow at reading books. Like I read 2 pages.
Oh, really?
And then I fall asleep.
Fair.
I'm so good at sleeping. So yeah, that. Definitely. That'd be great if you could just. I always think, I mean, it's such a classic, right? Everyone's like, I wish I read more. But it does take me quite a while to get through books. And again, I think with like working and stuff, I only really read on my commute, which, 20 minutes a day? It's not really a lot. And so I don't think I've read that many books this year. And it'd be really nice, I think, there's such a big list I have of things that I would have liked to read. So I'd love to be able to smash through those.
Okay, that concludes the podcast.
I can't believe it. That actually went really fast.
It goes so quick, honestly.
I was very relaxed.
That's good.
Yeah.
I love that.
It was great.
If you think you are compatible and can show this guest what a good date looks like, or know someone else who could, contact the podcast on Instagram @SingleSounds. The link is in the show notes. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you next Tuesday for the first male guest of 2023.